the studio with Ingrid from Pastoral Ministries. If you haven't met Ingrid, you need to go by there and really get to know her. She's a tremendous person. And we're glad you're here today, so bring us up to date on what's going on in Pastoral Ministries.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me here. And I want to start out by thanking everyone that was able to make it out last month. We had a very busy month with Pastoral Ministries Open House. And I wanted to thank everyone that was able to make it out there. It was very well attended. And we met a few residents that we have not met before.
Nice.
So that was very exciting. Also, the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur over at Garden Ridge was very well attended as well.
Good.
Everything went fine. I want to start by telling you about the highlights in November.
Okay.
We had When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, and that was the guest speaker was Rabbi James Kahn, also very well attended. And coming up on November, that's tomorrow, November 8th, there will be a special edition of Praying for Our Nation.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're doing that.
Thank you. It's gonna be we're gonna begin at 10 o'clock. People can come and go. It's going to be continuing throughout the day, as well as they're also going to be our regular Praying for Our Nation on November 17th. We also have the Jewish community is having a presentation of the movie Nikki's Family. And afterwards, one of the children that was rescued, her name is Alice Master, there's going to be a discussion afterwards.
Nice.
So she's going to be talking about her experience. And that's going to be Wednesday, November 9th at 7:15 in the Village Square Theater.
Okay.
All are welcome.
Okay.
And Pastoral Ministry is having a spiritual depression workshop.
Spiritual depression workshop.
Yes.
That sounds...
We are, just as When the Walls Come Tumbling Down, we want to give sort of like uplift the spirit of the resident as well as the staff. And this is going to be on Wednesday, November the 16th. There's going to be a spiritual director who's going to be facilitating this workshop, and her name is Reverend Dr. Janae Moore. Lunch will be included, and it's going to be at the Village Square Academic Room. Please don't miss it. The Pastoral Ministry and the Village Church is having one of the St. Petersburg Man Ensemble.
Oh, yes.
That's
they
a great
wonderful.
concert. Yes, very well attended as well.
Yes.
And that's going to be on Thursday, November the 17th at 7 p.m. And that's going to be at the Green Spring Chapel.
I heard someone asking the other day if they were really from St. Petersburg, Russia, and yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. There is also going to be another concert. It's going to be the Living Water Advent Concert. And that's going to be, the theme is Lessons and Carols, and it's sponsored by all of the faith community. It's Pastoral Ministry, the Catholic community, the Green Spring Fellowship, and the Village Church.
And that is always a wonderful concert.
Yes, I've heard. I've never been, but I've heard it's very beautiful.
It is.
And that's going to be on Sunday, November the 20th at 3 p.m. and also in the Green Spring Chapel.
Wonderful way to start Advent.
Yes, yes. There is our Thanksgiving Eve service, and that's sponsored by the Reverend Dr. Len Caldworth, and that's going to be Wednesday, November the 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Green Spring Chapel. And last but not least, the Catholic community is having their Advent penance service, and that's going to be with confession, and that's scheduled for Tuesday, November the 29th at 2 p.m., also in the Green Spring Chapel.
Okay, okay. Full schedule.
Yes, we were busy last month, and we just hit the floor
Just
running.
kept going.
But it's always a pleasure just trying to provide that opportunity, to the faith community, the spiritual opportunity to each of the faith community here at Green Spring.
And I think that's so important. So many people move in here and they've moved away
Yeah.
from their home churches. Those that can keep going back is wonderful. But, you know, if you're here and don't have a car and you can't get back to your home church, or you're moved too far away, as I did, it's wonderful to have these types of opportunities.
It sure is, and we're always able to provide those opportunities and at the same time expand.
Right.
So we'll welcome anyone that wants to provide different programs. You're welcome to come and speak to Reverend Lois Craft, as well as one of our staff, and we can.
I think that's important
that.
to know. If someone moves in here and finds that they don't have the spiritual experience that they really want, they can come and talk to you.
Oh yes, our doors are always open.
And there's so many possibilities
Yes.
for,
yes, there is.
you know, that sometimes are kind of hidden behind things, you know, some of these Bible studies and so on that not everyone really knows about.
Of course, we usually have the monthly cubby stuffers, and that we try to highlight all of the spiritual opportunity, the programs that are provided by either Pastoral Ministry or the different faith community here at Green Spring.
Do you know how many different, I don't know how to put this, but I know there are different opportunities for different ways of worship that keep coming up. I know the most recent one that I know of is the Orthodox Christian community. But do you know how many of those actually exist?
For now, we have 10.
10.
10, and it's growing. The two new ones are, like you said, the Orthodox Christians at Green Spring, and also Lutherans at Green Spring.
That's right. The Lutherans have just started theirs.
Yes, they have their
and
service.
the Unitarians had started theirs.
Correct. So the thing is that if we were to name all of them, we we would need like almost an hour to just mention all of them. But we do provide good faith opportunities.
So I think new residents, as you come in, need to check around and not just say, oh, well, my church isn't here, and so, you know, I'm not going to be able to go. Because you might find it is here.
Yes.
And maybe you're the one who needs to start a new group if you really don't find something among what's available.
That's right, just like the Orthodox Christian did, and the Lutherans at Green Spring.
So that's why the Pastoral Ministries office is there, is for them to be able to start these kinds of things.
Yes, and provide spiritual support, not only for residents, but to staff as well.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Okay, thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Let's go on and see what our announcements are for the this coming week.